Hello students and welcome to AS Level Human Geography. Today we will be beginning on the first unit, which is population change, and this will be an introduction to the first unit and we will be looking at changing populations. Okay, so to begin with, we're going to look at a basic model which really describes how populations change. Now this model looks a bit like this. It kind of sets out how the population can either grow or decrease. It begins with the inputs, which are births and immigration, so people can be born into a country or people can move from one country into another. These are the inputs, and then the outputs, consequently, are deaths and emigration. So this inflow-outflow table kind of just shows how the population will then increase and decrease. So there are certain determinants of how the population will change, which affect the birth rate, death rate, and immigration rate as well. So they're called SEEP factors, and these are it's an acronym really, which stands for social, which includes education, health and religion, economic, so sort of people's incomes can determine the sort of level of population in a country, environmental factors such as the hazards that may spread disease, and political factors as well, such as war and population policies. Okay, so all of these, we'll be looking at different videos in this topic, which will cover how these population factors will then determine how the population will change. But as long as you remember the SEEP acronym, and you can take examples of education, health, religion, etc., on how the population will change, you should be okay. So yeah, these are some examples. The economy, healthcare services, and war can always affect the level of population. For example, the better the healthcare, the lower the death rate will be, so population will increase, and the more war, more people will die, so the population will decrease. Okay, so how do we measure population change? We measure the change using vital rates. So these are measured over 1 year. The next video will actually be about vital rates, where we're going to look at them in more detail as we have to, but basically these are just the basic definitions of how really we know that the population is changing. We have a thing called the annual population change, which is the cumulative change in the size of a population over 1 year after natural change and migration have been accounted for. So referring back to the table, it's pretty much the difference in really the inputs and outputs. So copy this definition down, and after you've done that, I would copy down natural change, which is the change in population size due to the interrelationship between birth and death rates. So excluding immigration and migration, the birth and death rate really should be what determines the population growing, or how it should be before people started to move between borders. But as that is now a thing, our normal annual population change takes into consideration migration, whereas natural change does not. Okay, so we have reached some questions. What I would do now is pause the video, go over your notes optionally if you would like to, and then I'd have a go at answering these questions. Once you're done, play the video again and check out the answers. Okay, so here are the answers. If you got 4 out of 4, well done, you should move on to the next video, but if not, I would rewind or go over your notes again and attempt them once more, just so you can consolidate all that knowledge to help you out in the exam. So this has been the end of the lesson. As I referred to earlier, we'll be checking out vital rates in the next lesson that we do, which should be on this video playlist, so check that out. And until then, I will see you next time.